What's going on, folks? OBJ the Don coming at you with a quick video. Basically, parental discretion is advised for this video right here. I want to let y'all know in advance. I'll probably be spewing out some profanity on this bitch right here. So if you got kids that usually listen to me, I'm sorry ahead of time in advance. This particular subject matter, I'm not quite certain what words will fly out of my mouth. Okay, so I'm doing y'all a courtesy and basically letting you know if you don't like profanity or you have children watching, I'm sorry to let you know, but this particular video right here, there are some frustrations that I have to let loose. So let us begin. Um, Over the course of time, Mr. Phil Spencer, I've had some basic issues with a lot of things that he said over the course of time. However, I've always stood behind him and said, in the end, I do like the guy, and I think he's good for the future of Xbox. Even though he's tried to tell me that canceling games like Scalebound was good for me. Okay, he did say that shit. That's what he said. He said canceling games was good for me as a damn game. But that's what he tried to tell me that shit. I didn't go for it, but he tried to tell me. And then he also said something about third parties. He didn't like third parties and third party deals. Third party deals. Let me say that third party deals were bad for gaming when his company is the poster child for such activity. He said quite a few things, but in the end, I have still stood by him and said, I still think he can get the job done, bringing us games. He's good for the future of Xbox. My opinion of that is definitely changing, if it hasn't changed already, folks. Today, in an interview, I read an article, I think it was Gamer Rant or whatever. I'll put the link in the description below. Basically, he was talking about games as a service, having a Netflix subscription based model with games like single player games not having as big of an impact as these games out here with this episodic shit, microtransactions and expansion, all types of crazy shit into the game that is designed to basically reach further into your pocket and take everything that you have over the duration of the game. You know what I mean? He said single player games like Zelda Breath of the Wild or Horizon Zero Dawn don't have as big of an impact, which is definitely, certainly, somewhat true. However, these are statements that you should not be saying out of your mouth. Okay? You in order to be successful in the gaming industry, when it comes to this selling your hardware, there are reasons why the brand of Nintendo and PlayStation are highly successful. The brand recognition ranges throughout the globe. And you know why that is? Is because although all of these companies don't really care about us, they definitely don't care about us. They want our money. All of them go about getting our money in a different fucking way. You see what I'm saying? And the way you go about getting your money can still have, it can either have a negative effect on gamers or it can have a positive effect on gamers. And the way that PlayStation goes about getting their money is they make sure they make games that cater to every fucking demographic. That's what they do. You want a slasher? They got you covered. You want an RPG? They got you covered. You want a JRPG? They got you covered. You want shooters? They got you covered. You see what I'm saying? Any type of game that you want a heavy single player experience with very good storytelling game narrative, from talented developers that know how to get the most out of a system, they have it. They appeal to every single gamer there is. Nintendo as well. You know what I mean? The problem with Nintendo is getting third-party support from these major AAA games. Some of that is their fault by creating the type of hardware that they create. You know what I mean? And some of these developers, third-party developers, want to see them jokers sell enough systems to make it worthwhile for them to put their games on there. You see what I'm saying? But when it comes to their first party, they don't have a problem. You see what I'm saying? When it comes to their first party, they don't have an issue. They put out the games that their fans like. You see what I'm saying? But when it comes to the diversity as a whole, having every type of game for every type of gamer, that is PlayStation in a nutshell. And there's a reason why they have sold, 60 million systems by now, and probably going to sell about 80 million next year. You know what I'm saying? And while y'all, Microsoft, are still sitting there at maybe 30 million or whatever. Who fucking knows? Y'all so embarrassed that you don't even fucking share the damn numbers. Who fucking knows? Nobody even fucking knows. But we know that PlayStation, as far as selling these consoles, is definitely whooping that ass. That's what's going on. And when you don't have first party studios that can kick out the type of games that can be hits, like like Horizon Zero Dawn or Uncharted, you know what I'm saying, Last of Us and things of that, then of course those games that you create, if they're not as good as those type of games, they damn sure won't make no goddamn impact. You damn sure gonna say they ain't gonna make. I know they ain't there. I know goddamn Quantum Break ain't making no impact. I know Quantum Break ain't make no goddamn impact. Sunset Overdrive, although it was a fan favorite game, didn't make an impact when it came to sales because these people didn't go out and support the goddamn games. You see what I'm saying? Rise 2, I like that. Rise Son of Rome 1. Excuse me, folks. I like that game. You know what I mean? Would love to see a sequel. But see, that game didn't have all of that shit in there. It did have some microtransactions, but it didn't make y'all enough money. So y'all don't see that shit as being worth it, as being able to invest into furthering that franchise. Y'all don't see this shit being worth it. What you want to do is you want to make everything a games service type of deal. You know what I mean? You want to put microtransactions into every goddamn thing. You want to be able to prolong the life of a game by basically expansions and fucking goddamn microtransactions and any way that you can to get our goddamn money. That's what you want. You don't care about the people who want actual good high quality single player experiences with a good gaming, a good narrative, good story narrative. You don't care about that shit. You don't care about. I mean, you did take a trip to goddamn Japan or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get some JRPGs. We'll see what the fuck happens, but when you say shit like this out of your mouth, Phil Spencer, it makes me think, it lets me know exactly what direction, what line of thinking that you and Microsoft actually have. And while we know that all these companies want our money and don't really care, y'all motherfuckers really don't care. All that shit is nothing but money. Y'all don't care. PlayStation will lose money on a goddamn game just to get it out for a certain sector of goddamn fans. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, yeah, we know they want our money. We know. But at the same time, goddamn, come on, man. In order to grow your brand, you have to be willing to take risk. You have to provide for all types of gamers. So this statement, making these kind of statements, does nothing for me as a gamer but make me doubt the direction that you people are going. When goddamn Overwatch won the won Game of the Year, I told y'all, I said, watch the fuck out, folks. Single player games, we in trouble around this bitch. We in trouble around this motherfucker. When people, they see that people are spending the money in these games the way they are spending that goddamn money, everybody wants a piece of the goddamn pie. And what happens in the end, us as gamers who appreciate a certain type of game, you know, a single player experience, you know what I mean? Our single player experience games start getting fewer and fewer. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody's after a piece of that goddamn microtransaction, episodic fucking pie. You see what I'm saying? Trying to fluctuate the goddamn whole gaming industry with that bullshit and get everybody on board with always online. You know what I mean? Multiplayer only goddamn games. Pay this, pay that shit. You see what I'm saying? On the goddamn radio, back in the day, the rappers and shit, you know what I'm saying? They used to play all types and genres of motherfucking rap. All types of motherfucking rap. You had your positive rappers with a positive message. You had your gangster rappers out there, you know what I mean? You had your even gangster rappers with goddamn positive message. Party, you know what I mean? You know, b-boy shit, you know what I mean? Shit with just lyrical skills, you know what I mean? You had all of these types of songs from all of these different type of artists. A lot of diversity in the rap game being played and spun on the radio, you know, as just the same as any other damn song. You see what I'm saying? But over the time, what do we have now? A bunch of the same sounding goddamn rappers. They all sounded goddamn, most of them sounded goddamn same. There's only a few of them. And then they goddamn spin the same records over and over and over throughout the course of a goddamn day. There's no diversity around this motherfucker. The shit has gotten fucking boring. You see what I'm saying? So basically, this is the same fucking thing. Because that type of music that they're making happens to make money. You know what I mean? Make a little bit money more than maybe somebody who's trying to kick a positive message or somebody with some lyrical skills. You know what I mean? That's what we are, because that type of music makes their money. That's what we are forced to goddamn hear if we want to listen to the goddamn radio. Some bullshit. Y'all gotta watch the fuck out, folks. Y'all gotta watch the fuck out. This dude, Phil Spencer, I'm telling you, Xbox gamers, y'all better watch the fuck out. Be careful what you ask for, man. Y'all will never have a game. It doesn't look like y'all will never get an investment into a game that's as good as a Horizon Zero Dawn, or as good as a Last of Us, or as good as a motherfucking Uncharted. You know what I mean? Don't look like y'all will ever get a game like that. Don't look like they will ever give us a game like that at all. Unless it's episodic, loaded with microtransactions, all the bullshit. All the bullshit, man. All the bullshit. Phil Spencer don't give a fuck about nobody. Microsoft don't give a fuck about nobody. All the hell they talking about is goddamn hardware and ways to dig their motherfucking hands further into our pockets. That's all the hell they talking about. Nothing. Where the hell are the games? Where is Sea of Thieves? Where is motherfucking Crackdown? Where is Cuphead? Where is State of Decay? These games were talked about years ago, and we don't even have a release date. And they supposed to come out this year. We don't even have a release date. Wait for E3. Wait for the E3. Wait for E3. Wait for E3. Fuck all that shit. The game that you talked about, Phil Spencer, Zelda Breath of the Wild, this little motherfucker right here, to me, as a gamer, right damn now, is worth way more than that motherfucking Xbox One S I got right there. Zelda Breath of the Wild is a better game than I played on my Xbox One S. It is that fucking good. So, yes, it has made a hell of a fucking impact to me. It's made a hell of a fucking impact for me as a game. You see what I'm saying? Horizon Zero Dawn, of course. Best new IP I played this generation. Horizon Zero Dawn. Best new IP I played this generation. By far. Your first party studios, Microsoft, allow them to make other types of games. Let us see their talent. Let's see if they are talented, truly talented, to be able to give us different types of games. Or invest in more studios. It doesn't look like y'all motherfuckers want to do none of that shit. Doesn't look like y'all care about doing none of that. Looks like all y'all care about is making the same games over and over and over, and making sure that y'all put all types of ways into those games to dig further into our pockets. Phil Spencer, I'm starting to think that you are not the man for the job. Scorpio, you can talk about a Scorpio all the fuck you want. Hardware, all of that good shit is all good. I'm glad that y'all made a better system. You know what I mean? I'm glad. We need competition. You know, I don't want none of these companies to disappear. I don't want no monopoly. You see what I'm saying? But y'all are making all the wrong moves, man. These dudes, these Xbox fanboys and shit, all the fuck they talk about is a goddamn piece of hardware. You have brainwashed these motherfuckers. I have seen none of these niggas talking about no games. And when they talk about games, when they do decide to talk about games, they talk about the same goddamn games on all the goddamn platforms. All the platforms, all the goddamn games on platform. They act like the goddamn multiplats is exclusive to the goddamn Scorpio. You got these dudes brainwashed, they fucked up. I want first party experiences that change the way that I game, that are memorable on my mind long after I play, that I don't need to group up with friends for. You know what I mean? I don't need to count on nobody else to finish the goddamn game. That engross me the same way a movie would engross me, or any other type of entertainment, that would give me the worth of my dollar. That's what I want. Along with the multiplayer games, you know, that give me a good multiplayer experience. Along with JRPGs, you know what I'm saying? Along with slasher games, action adventure games, along with indie games, along with every type of game there is. I want diversity on your platform. I don't give a fuck what type of impact you think this shit has. I don't care what kind of goddamn impact. Only thing I wanted to impact is my thoughts that it's a badass motherfucker. That's the only thing I wanted to impact. You know? At the end of the day, invest in the games. That's all I got for y'all. OBJ the Don, signing off.